There's an old expression that goes, the more things change, the more they stay the same. Each and every time Cleveland try to play against Golden State, they always let the Golden State Warriors allow records. Game 4, 17 three-pointers recorded.
Wow. Wow.
It's the same old story from last year. You cannot beat them. You cannot beat them. You just can't.
And it's starting to make me think about the Pacers and the Heat when LeBron James was playing.
Yeah.
The Heat.
Yeah.
And the Pacers tried to match the anticipation of the Heat.
And they couldn't do it.
And that expression, like you said, the more
Things change, the more they stay the same.
So, yeah, that right there is perfectly well put. That is the truest statement that could ever come from anywhere.
And the point would be taken when we talk about the debate show. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Darren Watts alongside my partner in crime, Darren Watts. So,
Not much, man. Just hanging out, man.
All right.
All right.
yes, sir.
Cool beans.
All right. Are you ready to get this started?
Man, let's go to work.
Let's do this.
Let's go to work.
All right. We would be discussing today the latest news, developing stories, and breaking news for the NBA and the NFL. Our rundown is going to be the continuation of that. And then we're going to have the 60 seconds with me today. I have quite a few of them, but I know there's no way, impossible way, that I'm going to be able to get through all of them. So I'm going to do the best I can in 60 seconds.
Yep.
And then we'll do what's on our minds, where we just express our thoughts and we just blow off steam or whatever we have to say. And then we'll have our debate show. The debate show consists of what do Cleveland have to do to win Game 5? The story came out recently about Cam Newton stopping the dabs as a touchdown celebration.
Yeah, I've seen that.
We'll have that as part of a debate. Should he stop it or should he keep doing it? We'll have that as a debate. And there was also another story that came out that said that Von Miller rejected the Denver Broncos contract extension that could have made him the biggest paid player in the NFL. We will also debate that and based on should he had rejected or not. We will discuss that also later on in the show, and then we'll do our quiz mania, followed by our critical thinking and analysis. The critical thinking analysis is going to be very, very interesting. It's going to be interesting.
I agree. And I was just sitting up here and I got my answer now. I just came up with my answer.
I have not come up with my answer, but I think I have a good idea.
I got my answer.
I think I got a good idea on what can happen.
Yummy.
But we got a very good, interesting critical thinking and analysis for today's show.
Yes, we do.
We'll have all that and more on Double Take Sports Talk. Okay. Let's start off with our developing news, breaking news, and latest news, developing stories, all that. From the NFL side, anything from the NFL side?
Not anything of importance. But no, it isn't. But there was a headline that I actually had out here on NFL.com that kind of caught my interest. That really piqued my interest. I know people may not care about this, but at the same time, this was a big deal a few years back. At the time, Eric Weddle, that used to play for Golden State. He was the Golden State, San Diego Chargers.
NBA mind, ladies and gentlemen. NBA mind.
NBA mind, boy. I'm telling you, man. I love my NBA more than I do NFL. But yes, Eric Weddle, former safety of San Diego Chargers. They put a headline out here saying that he's still waiting on his Super Bowl ring from the Ravens. This is a joke, okay?
I was ready to sound like, did he play for him?
Well, he just signed with them in March. He just signed with the Ravens in March.
Well,
That's why this is a joke.
You got a good joke.
Because
I think I've been laughing at it too.
This is the reason why this come out. This is just a little jokingly thing. I don't know if he's serious about this, but to me, from when I read it, it seemed like a joke. What happened was, do anybody remember that year, that 4th and 29, when Joe Flacco dumped the ball off to Ray Rice and he ran it like 32 yards for a first down on 4th down and 29?
I thought you was talking about the 4th down and 26.
Not
Boy,
the
I'm
Donovan
telling
McNabb one.
you,
Not
boy,
that one.
that just goes to show how close they are, Solomon.
They're similar. And at the time, Eric Weddle and all the San Diego Chargers unit was like, this is the dumbest play that Joe Flacco has ever done. And they come to find out when Joe Flacco dumped that ball off, seemed open everywhere for Ray Rice.
Mm-hmm.
And then Eric
Because
Weddle,
everybody thought he was going deep.
and that's the problem. Eric Weddle thought that they was going to take him down and only get about 3-4 yards out of it.
Wait a minute.
But
Eric Weddle, never mind. Go ahead.
Eric Weddle.
Go ahead. Sorry.
He thought that they was going to get 3-4 yards out of it. And the next thing you know, the yards just started adding up.
And get to 12, to 15, to 21, and
to 29.
You get the point?
Get the point? And he was like, oh, snaps. I better go after him. So he starts running. And he starts running. He said he thought he tackled him and the game was over. He said the next thing he knew, he was sitting in that locker room and he was like, what in God's name happened? He was like, what do you mean? You got knocked out, buddy boy.
Oh.
He got knocked out. He was out for the rest of the game. And Baltimore ended up winning that game.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
That's very interesting.
That's why he said he's still waiting on his ring for the Ravens. He's still waiting on his Super Bowl ring. And that's been since, I think, 2012.
Yeah. Wasn't that the year that... No, that was the following year that Baltimore won the Super Bowl.
I think it was 2012-2013 season.
Or was it the 2013-2014 season?
Seattle won that one, I think.
2013-2014?
Yes. Wasn't that the year they faced Denver and they got blown out?
Who? Seattle?
Mm-hmm.
Should have been.
I don't remember. But one of those years when Baltimore won, I think it was 2012.
2013.
When they faced San Francisco in the Super Bowl.
Wasn't that 2012, 2013, I believe it was.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was one of the ones that caught my interest when I seen it. I was like, well, why would he say something like that? Like, man, you talking awfully big, son. And then I had to read the article and it made perfect sense. I just coming to find out it was just a joke.
Yeah, just a joke. Of course.
But then you also said something about one of our discussions from Von Miller when he rejected that big contract. I find it funny that he still also attended that ring ceremony. I don't know why I find that funny, but...
He may not be leaving the Broncos. He's
not leaving the Broncos, but I just still found it funny that you attended the ring ceremony despite the fact that you turned down that big offer.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Brock Osweiler wasn't there. He had OTAs.
He'll get his.
Yeah, he'll get his, but he ain't getting that money either.
Oops.
I'm sorry, he's not. I mean, you with the Houston Texans, and you think that the money was green on the other side. You got to win those games to get that kind of money. You got to win. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Brock Osweiler. And
I mean, he won games, didn't he?
He's won games with Denver. Don't get me wrong on that. But this is a whole new unit. This is a whole new system he's got to work with.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel at this point that with him signing that big contract, I think he really should have stayed with the Broncos.
I believe so, too.
Test himself out a little bit more.
I believe so, too, Gerald.
That's just how I feel about it.
You go because you want a starting spot. It's like you want no competition.
But not being funny, he would have had a starting spot.
He would have.
He would have had a starting spot. Peyton Manning probably would have either retired or went somewhere else.
Which he did retire. And he should have.
And Brock Osweiler would have been the next man in line. Yeah. But everybody was anticipating that Peyton Manning was going to stay. So that's why Brock Osweiler left. But then when John Elway really... I'm not going to say the explicit part of it. I'm just going to say the clean version of it. When he messed himself up, that's when things started to change. So, yeah. And then also not to mentioning a running back, Eddie Lacy, and Ben Roethlisberger shedding 15 to 30 pounds. So, that's pretty interesting, too.
Yeah. Very much so.
And I got to see Eddie Lacy too. I see the picture of him. He doesn't look no different. He has slimmed down. He has slimmed down, but he don't look no different. He's still that big dude that I've seen before.
But just in a smaller way.
Just in a smaller way. He looks good. He looks good.
That's a start.
Even though Packer teammates are not pretty happy with him about that. But hey, sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do to win.
Try a different approach.
Yep, try a different approach.
Try a different approach. See what happens. He might be a better player. Green Bay might win a Super Bowl because of that. You never know.
If he can be able to run all over people's defense like he's been doing before.
If he runs like Adrian Peterson, there is no doubt in my mind that it's going to be Green Bay and Minnesota in the NFC Championship game.
And on the next show, we're going to be discussing the predictions for Super Bowl 51.
Ah. Ooh.
Yeah. That's going to be very interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all pretty much I got for headlines for the NFL.
Okay, for the answer of the NBA, I wanted to touch bases with the WNBA.
Okay.
As a headline, there are 2 undefeated teams in the WNBA. It is Minnesota and the Los Angeles Sparks.
Mm-hmm.
Minnesota's 10-0 and Los Angeles is 9-0. Matter of fact, I think it was just Minnesota that beat Indiana the other night.
Mm-hmm.
Indiana is 4-6 to start the season for Tamika Catching's last season,
and she wants to win a championship.
But that don't look like it's going to happen.
It could.
I mean, it could happen considering they have already started like this last year, I believe,
and they went all the way to the WNBA finals
to lose.
Mm-hmm.
So it's possible they could still. She could still win.
I don't rule that out.
I mean, you look at it, they really, I think Indiana is one of the most underrated teams to actually go into the WNBA.
Yes, they are.
And actually succeed the way they succeed.
Because they never, I'm going to tell you something. Media never, ever, for what I've seen, put Fever on the map.
Yeah.
They don't never say, hey,
it was the same.
I'm going to predict that Fever's going to win, or at least go to the playoffs or win the championship.
It was the same thing Bill Benner said about the New York media. Mm-hmm. They never put Indiana on the map. Never. It was the New York media that always slid in the way of Indiana's success.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
You have these high-profile teams, Los Angeles. I don't know about Atlanta being a high-profile team, but
they always want to praise the New York teams. Okay, you're not the only teams in these leagues. Okay, you're not the only team, and that was my issue. The Liberty and the Knicks. When was the last time that you actually seen them win the championship? The Knicks has not won one since they came into the NBA.
1973.
And the last they won was the ABA in 1973. Why are you giving so much praise for a team that hadn't even won a championship that long? Why are you doing the same thing with the Liberty?
I mean, because the Pacers haven't even won one since 1973.
No, they haven't.
And they don't even get that, but the Knicks get it. Yeah. The Liberty get it.
Absolutely.
The Liberty is 5-4 right now. If the Fever would beat the Liberty and go probably to the WNBA finals, mm-hmm. They would be the underdogs, and Indiana's going to come in there and win.
And I feel at this point that you look at Fever and you look at, golly, Minnesota, man.
Minnesota is good.
They are awesome.
You cannot. And Minnesota is another team that's actually underrated.
Right there.
They are actually they are another underrated team.
Yes, they are.
That the WNBA refuses to give credit to.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So we're going to do it.
Minnesota is a very good Fever basketball team. Mm-hmm. I'm going to tell you something. Put them up against the Minnesota Timberwolves.
See who wins.
I think the women is going to beat the snot out of the men.
Yeah.
I believe that the Fever can beat the Pacers.
I can too. And I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to be dead honest when I say this. The Fever and the Lynx, you put them with their respective team, Minnesota with the Timberwolves, and then Indiana with the Pacers, and the Fever and the Pacers, and Lynx and the Timberwolves, the women's team could beat them in a 12-minute four-quarter game.
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, they could do an 82 game season too.
82 game season. Watch them. To me, because they have, in my personal opinion, they show the real definition
Of how to play
of
ball.
how the men should play in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I feel about it.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're not going to be in a man's league in the NBA, if you're not showing that type of example and leadership to the way that you're really supposed to be playing, as in the WNBA style, Lord have mercy. Do you got work to do?
Yeah.
You got serious work to do. Now, take away from the fact that the WNBA, they play what, 8-minute games, 4 quarters, or 10 minutes.
I don't even know.
I don't even know if they boosted up to 12. I don't even remember. I mean, that's just my point. Put them on any ground. Put them on any ground you want.
I believe they can play just like the men can.
Absolutely.
Under any circumstances. And I believe if they were to merge both of those leagues for the women to play 82 games, all the women will win more championships than the men.
Yeah.
They will.
They will.
Now, I think, considering what's going on with the Golden State Warriors, I think there might be some competition, but I think the women can beat them.
But look at Becky Hammond. Why do you think she got a job with the San Antonio Spurs?
Yeah.
Look at her ability.
Mm-hmm.
Look at her ability.
Greg Popovich loved her ability.
Absolutely. Just because you're a woman, that don't mean that you can just sit in here and clean the kitchen all dang on day and cook dinner for your husband. Nah, it don't work like that. They can hoop too.
Oh, they can hoop.
They can hoop.
I mean, do I had our share of getting beat by women?
Are we ashamed to discuss about
No.
it? No.
Shoot,
Do I
women.
like discussing it? No. because number one, we're both competitive, and the more that we talk about it, I mean, we did have our share of.
Oh, we had our share about getting beat
Washington
women.
Park.
I'm
We
gonna tell
got
you,
beat by what? We played 4-on-4.
it was 4 women.
4 women.
4 women on the team versus our 4 men, and we got beat pretty badly. We took them for granted,
We took them
and
for
it hurt
granted.
our feelings. And I'm
Yeah.
sitting there thinking, I'm
Yeah.
like, man, the more I did that, it was like hugging a cactus. It just hurt.
It hurt.
It hurted.
Mm-hmm. It was just like we were just forcing ourselves. But we did come back in that game.
But still lost.
Still lost. We came back to tie the game. We were down by what, 15?
Yeah, we
17?
got our butts spanked.
We got it spanked
We
until
got
we
it
came
spanked.
back.
It's just the
I was
ability.
like, you know what? Because I thought, man, I'm going to play with a vengeance. I'm going to play like them, like they men. And that's exactly what I did. Fouling me and everything. I don't care. I'm going to take this contact. But I ain't finna lose to y'all, but we did anyway.
We lost. Oh, we lost.
We lost.
But the most important thing out of that is that I love the women and I respect
Yes,
their
I
ability
respect
to
the
play
way they play.
basketball.
Yes.
And because they play basketball so well, I know for a fact they could beat the men just as badly as they could beat each other up.
Definitely.
You know, there's not enough fan base for the WNBA, and that hurts.
Oh, trust me.
Because they play really well. Because for a team like Indiana that had been in the league since 1973, the Indiana Pacers, since the NBA merger over, Pacers ain't won nothing.
No.
Fever has made it to the WNBA finals more times than the Pacers have.
I think it was
in
3
league.
times and only won once.
And won once. Pacers only made it one time and lost that one time.
Mm-hmm.
And have not been back there since.
And you don't know how many times they've been in the Eastern Conference Finals. Good Lord have mercy. I can't even count on my fingers.
Yeah. It just
No.
goes to show that women is more competitive and they can beat the men. They could definitely beat the men.
And let me tell you, I think it'll be a punk move and a softer move. But I think the Pacers will have a better chance of winning the championship if they play WNBA style, 8-minute quarter 4, and only about.
But that is
50-some
insult.
games.
That's a very
That's
much
bad.
insult.
That is bad.
That's
If I
an
say
insult.
something like that, that is bad.
That's an insult.
Yeah, I'm throwing insults. I'm sorry, I am.
But it's
you know
true.
what?
It's
At the
true.
same- that's how I feel.
It's true.
That's exactly how I feel. Now, if you really I'm no professional player, but watching these teams, watching the NBA and stuff like that, it's easy for me to just say it. But as a player, as a street ball player, I go out there, I say I give it my all, regardless of what people think.
Mm-hmm.
Fine by me. And y'all may feel the same way. But when we watching y'all on TV, guess what? Y'all play just as soft as anybody if I sing.
Absolutely.
That's just how I feel about it.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. It's just me.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I agree. And then on the other note of headlines, um, the latest NBA players to pass on playing in Rio, besides Stephen Curry, is Russell Westbrook and James Harden.
Yes.
They also
and all of them,
and I can understand
like injury reasons, wasn't it?
I believe so, and I can understand why.
Yeah, I can too.
I think your body at some point gonna need some rest. Yeah. The only player that I know that had the physical ability to actually do that was Jordan.
Yeah, absolutely.
Love of the game clause. What did I tell you?
Yeah, and Durant.
Mm-hmm.
He's another one. He'll go out there hurt or not. He'll do it.
Mm-hmm.
If you could play street ball and play 102 games, you go out there and play in Rio.
And which brings me to the reason why Kevin Durant can win a championship. I just think he needs to either one, get help, or move to a team that is willing to help.
Mm-hmm.
Pay him good and then help.
But I just feel at this point that if you're going to, for Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook, them are the two right there. Them are the two reasons why the Thunder is in the playoffs. You have your addition, but at the same time, big men, your big three is always, part of the reason of why you win the championship. But that's what they need. They need more help. They need help all around, not just three, all around. And Westbrook and Durant, they can't do it all.
Mm-mm.
They can't.
Absolutely not.
They can't. It's just like a one-man show.
Yeah.
Isaiah Thomas, good player, but he tries to do it all, and things gets okay.
Yeah.
It don't work like that, sir. It just don't.
No, absolutely not.
Just saying.
It don't. But like I said, I love Isaiah Thomas as a.
I do.
And we're not talking about the '80s Isaiah Thomas. We are talking about the current Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah, not Zeke.
Yeah, not Zeke. Not Zeke. Brad Stevens, I believe, have gotten into his head to a point where he knows that he don't need to play as me. He needs to play as we. Mm-hmm. He knows that. And
from the quote that I used from last show from Phil Jackson.
And I believe with that, I think that's the reason why Boston was so successful. Mm-hmm. His ability to pass the ball.
Absolutely.
Brad Stevens, I think, is one of the most excellent coaches that have come into the NBA since, Phil Jackson
and of course currently
Steve Kerr also.
Yeah, Steve Kerr.
Although Steve Kerr has already came in as
already
a good team,
a winning team.
Yeah, under Mark Jackson.
Now I feel Mark Jackson could get credit for what Steve Kerr did, but Mark Jackson didn't.
Right. And that being said, Brad Stevens, I believe, is one of the most excellent coaches that came in from building ground up a team that could not only go out there and play efficiently, but also beat Golden State.
Yeah. And then, like I said, from the Butler aspect, he built it from the ground up.
Oh yeah, he built it from the ground up.
He built it from the ground up, and that's how Butler got so good. And then you go and you transform yourself into the NBA. And
that's
you build another team.
That's a big transmission to go from college to NBA. Mm-hmm. Any coach, on a professional level, from basketball to football to hockey to volleyball, anything,
absolutely,
I'm sure they can tell you. Look at Pete Carroll. He went I think he started in the NFL and then went back to college. I'm not sure. He might have started in college, went to NFL, then went back to college, and then went back to the NFL. Pete Carroll is one of them. Brad Stevens is another one. Mm-hmm. There are ways to be able to handle yourself. Right. And Brad Stevens and Pete Carroll, from an NFL and an NBA level of college going into the professional league, have really shown themselves to be able to adjust. Exactly. Because most coaches have not been able to do that. Look at Nick Saban. He's a good example of that.
That's another one.
He's a good example of that. He is somebody that is not professional material.
Mm-mm.
I'm sure there's other coaches, but I can't think of them off the top of my head. But Brad Stevens have come in to really set Boston straight. Because I believe in about another year or two, Brad Stevens will lead them not only into an NBA playoff series, but probably lead them into NBA Finals.
Yeah, absolutely.
I really
And
do.
Pete Carroll, he started in college. He started coaching as a college, and then went to NFL
To go
back
on
to
to New
college,
England.
and then back to NFL.
NFL to go to Seattle.
Yes.
Yeah. Pete Carroll, he's one of them. Now, Pete Carroll didn't do too good with New England.
No, he didn't.
No. Wait, didn't they go to the Super Bowl with him?
Mm-mm. No, Pete Carroll was the Patriots head coach from '97 to '99.
Oh, so it was after.
It was
the
after.
year after.
It was the year after. Then they hired Pete Carroll, and he
Didn't do
went
nothing.
down. And then that's when he went to Southern California and did one of, in my personal opinion, by far the most best of his coaching career, other than coaching Seattle right now,
Mhm.
NFL standards.
And Pete Carroll has really shown himself to me.
Yeah, he's really shown himself.
To be able to-
Those coaches that can build a team from ground up, them are the ones that you really want to appreciate.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Them are the ones that you really want to appreciate.
Absolutely.
That's just how I feel about it.
I do
just
think,
want to
yeah.
appreciate that.
Just acknowledge, good head coaches and all that good stuff.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Again, we have our 60 seconds with me, Darren Watts.
Yeah.
We have our 60 seconds. Like I said, I got quite a few of them here, but I'm going to do the best I can because some of these are very good information and stats, but I'm not going to get through all of them. Hopefully, I can get through them through the next show. But we'll give it a see what we got. All right, my 1 minute starts now. June 2nd, 1985, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, the Los Angeles Lakers became the all-time leading scorer in NBA playoff history, surpassing Jerry West's total of 4,457 points as the Lakers beat the Boston Celtics 136-111 in Game 3 of the NBA Finals. The series, they will win in 6 games. Abdul-Jabbar was eventually passed for total playoff points by Chicago's Air Jordan. It's Michael Jordan. June 3rd, 1984, Magic Johnson handed out an NBA Finals record, 21 assists, as the Los Angeles Lakers beat Boston 137-104 in Game 3 of the championship series, and the Celtics would eventually win that game in 7.
Absolutely.
June 3rd of 92, host Chicago defeated Portland 122-89 in Game 1 of the NBA Finals. Michael Jordan, who finished with a game-high 39 points, set the NBA Finals record for points scored in a half of 35 and three-pointers made in one half, 6. After 6 trades, Jordan turned to mid-court TV camera and shrugged as if to say, I guess everything's going in.
And it was. Everything was porn.
Everything was going in. I was looking at an interview. He said, I think he said that he thought of those shots as free throws.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what I think I heard. I may be crazy, but that's what I think what I heard him say. That is my 60 seconds, and I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them to share.
That's fine. No worries.
We'll try to convert those over to, hopefully, if we had the next show, go ahead and convert those over to the next show. But other than that, that is my 60 seconds.
Before we head on and move on, there was a headline I needed to discuss. Last week.
Now's the time anyway.
Yes, absolutely. Last week, I know everybody's saying that the NFL banned hoodies on people's jerseys. Y'all seen that, right? The NFL, would James Jones wear a hoodie on his jersey? You didn't see that?
No.
James Jones wears hoodie on his jerseys.
You talking about the NFL or NBA?
NFL. Green Bay Packers receiver James Jones. He always wear a hoodie under his jersey. The NFL banned it.
Why?
Don't know. But James Jones put his input in. And
he didn't like
it. Yeah, he didn't like it at all. And I agree with his statement. NFL got bigger things that they need to fix other than stupid outlaw rules.
That I agree. I agree. I agree.
Why are you so worried about a player wearing a hoodie? Look, y'all gotta understand.
Green Bay is not exactly the woman's climate towards playoff time.
And not being funny, you also gotta understand these players are sacrificing themselves. Is there a little way that you give them a little leeway? Give them some breathing room.
Yeah, they really are
And that's how
sacrificing
I feel about it.
themselves.
They're suffering out there, especially players like Green Bay, Minnesota. Of course, us, India. Of course, we're in the stadium though. But they sacrifice
To me,
themselves.
it's still an outdoor
It's
stadium.
still an outdoor stadium, but you still have to sacrifice yourself when you're out here every game, every week. Just to entertain people. And I don't see them trying to ban fans from wearing hoods, coats, and stuff like that. Why y'all doing it to the players?
Exactly.
Leave them alone.
Leave them alone.
Leave them alone.
I agree.
That's how I feel about it.
I
Just
agree.
leave them alone.
I agree.
It's stupid. That's just how I felt about it. It's very stupid.
I totally agree. Now it's our portion of the show where we could discuss what's on our minds. What you have on your mind?
Gambino's Pizza. I am still tripping about that. Where'd you find that from?
I found it on Facebook.
Whose Facebook is that? Did you find it on?
Tony G's.
I'm gonna find him.
I mean,
And I saw him Saturday, and I should have asked him then. Gambino's Pizza.
that's the name of the
I'm sorry.
high school. I think it was high school. I don't know if it was high school or
Oh my
college.
goodness. Yeah, that just caught my attention.
Yeah.
That just caught my attention. I was like, okay, that's fine. That's fine by me.
Gambino's Pizza is a softball team.
It's a softball team.
Yeah,
Was
it's
it?
a softball team?
It ain't got nothing to do with his daughters or anything.
It could be. I believe so. I think it's either his daughter. It's somebody in the family. It's somebody in the family.
Gambino's Pizza.
Yep, Gambino's Pizza.
You would have thought that was a pizza store.
Made me hungry. That for sure.
It did.
Made me want to run to the store and get my organic pizza.
Yeah,
Excuse me.
definitely. That
it did wanted me to do.
I did eat pizza last night, but it sure wasn't Gambino's.
Yeah, I seen it in the trash when I went over there to get you.
Oh, you're nosy. Oh.
It was out in the open. What's wrong with you? It was out in the open.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Trying to make it seem like that I was just really digging in your trash to see what you been
Probably
eating.
would.
No, I just seen it was out in the
Sure,
open.
everybody be telling my business anyway. What I had for lunch the other day.
Who asked you that?
They be telling you that.
Oh, yeah, you're right. They sure do. Because they know
I'm on a
how I
diet,
am.
And plus, I'm on a diet, so I be on a diet at times, and shoot, sometimes you just gotta have your break. That's our discussion in my class. Shoot, sometimes you just gotta have a break now and then. Because I was explaining the nutrition of the organic cereal that we eat. I was doing that.
Really?
Yeah. And the professor liked it. He was like, you got a point. Because number one, nobody would have never thought about using the nutrition as an eating healthy habit. Every discussion that he done seen is nothing about eating healthy. Nothing. Only mine. Nothing. Yeah.
Okay, I'm waiting on my thank you.
Screw you. I eat healthy too, but you know what? I do gotta thank you though. For giving me insights of other organic good stuff.
Oh, stop it!
Yeah. You are the reason why that I am eating organic stuff. And Francis is starting to see a big difference between the processed and the organic stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I am too. I'm telling you, man, I ain't never felt so great in my life.
Oh, yeah.
It is awesome.
Yeah. A lot of people look at it as disgusting, and they look at it as, what's really, wrong with you, and why are you doing this?
And then passing judgment, and it's like,
whoo,
okay,
I get that all the time.
Okay, y'all need to understand let's look at it this way. Y'all need to understand, especially me, because me as a big processed food eater, love my processed food. I 286 pounds. That explains everything.
Yeah.
286 pounds. That explains everything. But ever since I started eating organic stuff, I dropped down to 263.
He lost over.
I lost 34 pounds. And I'm telling you right now, this is the biggest step I've ever made. And I still got work to do.
Mm-hmm.
But as a big food processed eater versus an organic food eater, y'all got to understand. It's a big difference.
It's a big
And
difference.
I love, like I said, I love processed food, but there's a big difference between organic foods. That's why I get them there.
Because a lot of people fail to understand that the processed foods, it can attract things that you don't want, such
And
as
it
colds and
sits.
flus.
You get fat and it sits on
there.
you.
It sits
It
there.
sits on you.
You could get colds and flus and things
Mhm.
like that.
You don't know what they putting in there.
Yeah, so that's why it's just like all that chemical stuff. It's just not good. And I learned that, and it was just like I think that was probably about the best move I've ever made.
And that's what I'm pretty much learning right now in class today.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And you made me think about it. That's exactly what was on my mind. I was thinking about the other day how, you know, uh, I get judged really easily based on the things that I eat.
You know, and just being judged in general.
Yeah.
It's just not fair.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because just because you're trying to do things to make right for yourself, and what you're trying to do is to improve yourself as a man and a person and a human being.
Now, don't get me wrong. I have my failures. There's one big major failure that I fail to get healthy at. Just one thing.
Coffee.
Bingo. That is my biggest failure. I cannot go a day without a cup of coffee. The only time I can go without a cup of coffee is when I'm doing a detox.
And see, and I'm telling you, and you know, you brought up a good point. I ain't even proud of myself because I have not had an energy drink or a Pepsi.
And see, that was his addiction.
That's
Coffee is my addiction, and he given it up more better than I had my own coffee.
I have not touched a Pepsi and an energy drink since April.
Yeah. See,
Since when I first started doing the detox diet, I have not touched the since.
I did the detox diet. I said, I need my coffee and I need it now. So I went to organic. I said, this organic crap ain't doing it. I want coffee. And I went and got Folgers.
And it shocked me. I was like, because I'm thinking, because he told me that he was eating organic, and he was drinking organic coffee. I was like, I said, you got your coffee there. Because I came over here the other day, and I didn't smell it. We was going to do a recording, and I didn't smell it.
Mm-hmm.
I did not smell the Folgers. And then when I got in the car, when we was going to leave, and I'm like, oh, okay, I said, you got your coffee. And I was like, how's the organic stuff? I said, it's not organic. It's Folgers.
Yeah, it's Folgers.
What?
Sorry.
Folgers?
I cannot.
I was done.
Mm-mm.
I was done.
I cannot do the organic now. I'm about to get ready to try to, work my way around that, but, who knows? We'll see what happens along the way it goes. But right now, I'm going to finish up the rest of them Folgers that's in there, which is still quite a bit. Which I'm about to go steal from Daryl because he ain't going to drink it.
No.
He ain't going to drink it, so I'm going to steal it from him and continue my trend of not giving it up yet.
Of course.
And then hopefully I'll give it up at some point, but right now I just can't do it.
Of course.
Okay. That's what's on our minds. Now we go on to the debate show. I think this is going to be one of the shortest debate shows that we're going to ever have on this show because most of these answers is going to be very quick and simple for me, especially this first one.
Absolutely.
What do the Cleveland Cavaliers need to do to win Game 5? Can I give my answer first? Because it's going to be the shortest that you can ever give.
It might be the same as me.
What's your answer?
Well, for Cleveland?
Yeah.
Nothing, because it's over.
That's what I said. I'm like, just go ahead. Just go ahead. Have fun. Get ready for the offseason.
Yeah.
That's all you can do.
That's all you can do.
I don't care how hard you play. Get ready for the offseason. And if you do win Game 5, play Game 6, be ready for the offseason. Mm-hmm. Don't matter which.
Yep, don't matter which.
You can win Game 5, you're going to lose Game 6.
It ain't going to Game 7.
No, because I said it was going to go into 7. I'm still going to stick to that, although because it's just what I'm sticking to. But this is over. This is over.
Yeah.
This is over.
It was over when they Golden State took 3-1 at home, took it away home court.
Yeah, when they took home court because Golden State got good record at home, and I don't think they're going to be able to stop them at home. So just go ahead, have fun. Go ahead and start this contract discussions. There's any, just go ahead and just start scouting players. Don't even worry about Game 5. Just go out there. Don't even have a game plan. Just be ready to let Golden State win. Because rather if you win Game 5 or not, you're not winning Game 6.
Nope.
You're not winning Game 6. I'm putting Cleveland out. It's a done deal.
It's a done deal.
It's a done deal.
I'll be shocked if they happen to have a Game 6 on Thursday.
No, I would be shocked if they have a Game 7.
No,
that I will be shocked.
This game is over. I'll be shocked they have a Game 6 Thursday.
No, I would be
Golden
shocked.
State ready to take them off.
Yeah, it's just a
now LeBron James know how the Pacers felt when he was with the Heat.
Exactly.
And we tried to keep up with them.
So here's what I say at the beginning of the show. The more things change, the more they stay the same. They went from David Blatt to Tyronn Lue, and still in the same predicament they was in last year as they are this year. You could change stuff, but it would never be the same. You could just forget it.
You forget it.
Goodbye, Cleveland.
It's a done deal.
It's a done deal. Just move on, and LeBron, just be prepared to get ready to go to the beach wherever you want to go to, whether it's Miami, whether it's California. Just have your bags packed. That's all I gotta say to all the Cleveland
Call your
people.
wife and tell her.
Like, this is what's gonna happen. I got my stuff ready. We get ready to go wherever we need to go for vacation. Don't even think about Game 5. Just don't even think about Game 5.
Absolutely.
Game 5 is a done deal. Oh, Steve Kerr said it. Oh, we moving on to Game 5. What you moving on for? Just move on and think about the championship win. Just think about all that champagne you're ready to get. Just think about that. Don't even think about Game 5. Stephen Curry don't even think about his handles.
I think he's done enough of that.
Yeah, no
this
kidding.
season alone.
Not being funny, you could rest the starters and just go ahead and just have the bench beat them.
Okay, that is an insult. That is an insult.
And they beat them game 1.
Nah, and you're right, they did.
They beat them game 1, so why not?
Still added insult to injury.
Shoot, I'm just saying. That's just me, Daryl. Cam Newton with the dabbing. He stopped it. What do you think?
Okay, here's my thing. At first, I was like, dude, really? Good idea. Yeah, good idea. I think you need to stop that madness. But then, when I seen one person out there dabbing,
Ooh, can I take a guess? Betty White.
bingo. When I seen Betty White out there dabbing, yes. When I seen that, I said, nah, man, I think you need to put that in your celebration. Because look at Betty White. Betty White's what, 93, 94 years old? She knows the deal about dabbing. She was in it. And she's out there dabbing. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. That's just how I feel about it.
I'm sorry. I think this is what I think. That one time he did it against Tennessee, that should have been the one time he did it.
Yeah.
Everybody else that surrounds him, fans, oh, by all means, I've seen how much smiles it put on people's faces when he dabbing them folks.
Yes.
When I seen that, I seen the smiles on that. Even the people around in the NFL. I don't think they should stop doing it, but I think he should. I think that should have been the one time he did it.
It should be like a signature type of thing.
Yeah.
Like everybody else.
On occasion, he should do it. But he overdid it. He overdid it, and it cost them the Super Bowl.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. He overdid it.
He overdid it because Denver's like, you ain't ready to dab them folks on us. You ain't finna do it. The only way you're going to be dabbling when you get a first down. But that's it.
And didn't even get that.
Denver
He barely got it.
Denver told him
Bob
up.
Miller and DeMarcus Ward was tearing that dude up.
It's like, you're not for ready to dab them folks in front of, no, you ain't, look, we ain't even going to give you the entertaining notion to do it.
No. And you know what? I agree with you.
So I think that he should have better stop doing it. But on occasion, he should do it.
Right. I want to see Betty White do it more often.
Me too.
I don't care about Cam Newton doing it now.
No.
Betty White.
I want to see Betty
How
White
she
do
just
it
come
more
out.
often.
Yeah, I said, man.
Man.
Right before the Super Bowl,
She should do
they
it.
showed a video of her dabbing them folks.
Yeah, she should be the one.
Hilarious.
She should be the one to do it more
Yeah.
often. Everybody else that surrounds us, the media, everybody, yeah, I think everybody else should do it. But Cam Newton, no.
Yeah,
I think he was right
because
to
I
hang
don't
that
think,
up.
and he should stop because I don't think he actually knew what dabbing them folks really was.
What do you mean by that?
When you're out there and you're doing stuff, you don't know what it means, and you do it and you're overboard with it,
Mm-hmm.
you don't know why you're doing it.
It was just like with Aaron Rodgers. I don't ever recall him too many times mimicking the championship belt. I only recall him doing it once, and he ain't done it since then.
Well, I
But
think
that's
do
where
it
the
just for
commercial-
a season. I had seen him do it just for one season, and that was the year they won a championship.
Mm-hmm. And that was it.
He knew that year they was winning a championship.
That was it. He didn't overdo it.
Right.
Because I don't, like I said, he didn't overdo
He don't. I mean, he don't
advertise it.
No,
But State Farm did take full advantage of that.
Yes, they did.
So do it that way.
Do it that way. But if Under Armour and all your little sponsors that you're doing with, if they're not out there dabbing them folks, then yeah, I think you need to stop doing it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You need to stop doing it.
Need to stop doing it. I agree. He just should stop doing it.
Yeah, definitely.
And in the meantime, Von Miller. What's his problem?
I'm gonna be honest with you. When big profile players sign big deal contracts, that puts a lot of pressure on you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's just me. If you sign a big contract, you don't know what's going to happen. Now, if Von Miller was to actually accept this deal and he actually went out there and did his thing and started slipping, that's a pressure move.
Yeah.
That's a pressure move. There's a lot of things to think about when you're signing big contracts.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like the same thing with Brock Osweiler. He don't have any idea what he's putting himself through when he signed that big year contract. I think it was 3 years, $72 million.
Wait, who?
Brock Osweiler.
Oh yeah.
I don't think he understands what he was dealing with when he signed that contract.
Yeah.
Just like Akeem Talib said, the money is not greener on the other side than what you think it is.
Exactly.
It's not just because you got this 3 year, $72 million deal. That do not mean you're actually going to get that money.
Or nor do it mean that you are actually going to perform for that type of money.
Exactly. You don't know what you're going to put yourself through. And when you're financially smarter, you will know what's going on. And Von Miller, in this case, he might have did the right thing. I can't sit up there and say that he didn't.
That depends. If he believes that he's not worth that much and it's a little bit lower, then yeah, he did the right thing. But if he's trying to be greedy with it, then nah.
But at the same time, like I just said, it could be a financial thing. If he's smart about it, then he could have did the right thing.
Yeah.
He could have did the right thing.
But if you're just doing it out of greed, then...
Yeah, if you're doing it out of greed, then...
Because you may not perform the same way you did last year.
Exactly. If you're trying to get more money out of what you just had that they offered you, that's a problem.
I think you do. I'm just
you don't, and to me, Von Miller, I love him dearly. I believe he's one of the best, not the best, but one of the best in the league. But you don't deserve that type of money.
I'm sorry. Von Miller did not show up to me until Wade Phillips showed up.
Exactly.
Him and DeMarcus Ware have always been who he is, but Wade Phillips made the Denver Broncos defense exactly how they are.
And he spent so much time on the injured list, it just wasn't even funny. Yeah, DeMarcus Ware.
Yeah,
wasn't even funny.
Yeah, if I'm like, Wade Phillips was the reason why they are the way they are, and that's why they won Super Bowl 50. It wasn't because of the offense; it was the defense.
It was the defense.
That's Peyton Manning got saved again.
He got saved again.
Look, when he won the first Super Bowl, who saved him?
The defense. The defense. Peyton Manning did not perform well in that.
Neither
one.
The
defense was the reason why. Yeah, neither one. Neither one at all. Neither one of those wins that Peyton Manning had did not perform well.
No.
He never does. It's just the fact that the defense showed up.
Yep, the defense showed up.
But that's why they always say defense wins championship. Mm-hmm. So, if you know that your offense is not very good, you could rely on your defense.
I mean, you've been doing good all season long.
Yeah,
when it comes to the playoff, it's the defense that really steps up.
But see, that's what it looks like the philosophy is to me. Let Peyton Manning take care of the season, and the defense take care of the playoffs.
Exactly. That's how
it looked like to me.
Mm-hmm. They've been looking like that.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with the coach.
Absolutely.
Let me fix the offense, and the defense
come in afterwards.
Yeah.
But the defense ain't been able to do nothing.
Yeah, when the Colts won their Super Bowl championship ring, didn't allow Kansas City a first down until the second half.
Mm-hmm. And didn't allow them to blow them out 30-8.
Yeah, and on into the divisional, they did not allow Baltimore to score a touchdown. Neither did Baltimore.
That was, I believe, by far that was the best defense I've seen in 2006.
And then with New England, that was really actually Peyton Manning.
Yeah, marching back like that, absolutely.
And then the defense stepped up on that one big play to get them where they're at. Mm-hmm. So, and then the Super Bowl
was just...
It was just all around physically.
Defense.
Yeah.
It was just the defense.
It's defense. Peyton Manning only threw one touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
There was a bunch of fumbles. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And there was a bunch of fumbles and everything else that came that way. But other than that, there was a defense that sealed it when they scored that final touchdown.
Yeah. And that was a big deal right there.
Just saying.
And that's what I'm saying. So Von Miller could be thinking smart about this.
Mhm.
He may not be. We don't know.
Who knows?
So I can't even say this is the right thing or a bad thing because I'm not definitely
In his
smart.
shoes. Mhm.
And plus, I'm not in that profession of financial stuff like
Right.
everybody else is. So
Right.
I can just only see what I can see.
Right. Quizmania. When Michael Jordan retired for the first time in 1994, he signed a minor league contract with what major league team?
The Chicago White Sox.
And the minor league team that he signed with was with the Barons.
Yep, that was a AA.
Yeah.
Team. I'm surprised he didn't go to AAA. If they have it.
I don't know if they had a AAA team.
I have no clue. But I'm just surprised he didn't.
They wanted him to go to the professional league. You've seen the documentary.
Absolutely. He was supposed to. He said no. He just wanted to try it. And guess what he did?
With the
Back to the
basketball.
Bulls.
And missed out on the 95 championship. Hakeem Olajuwon and the Houston Rockets took that from him. Well, actually, Orlando did.
Yeah, Orlando did.
Okay, lastly but not least, our critical thinking for analyzing our stats. The Golden State Warriors. What team can beat this year's Golden State Warriors? The 95-96 Bulls, the Los Angeles Lakers of the 80s, the Boston Celtics of the 80s, or the 1999-2000 Los Angeles Lakers? Who do you have?
Okay. I had to sit down and think about this. This is not an easy decision. But then once I started analyzing the stats and everything, I got my answer.
Who did you pick?
The 86-87 Lakers.
I have to say, I agree with you,
The
Darryl.
86-87. Let me tell you something about that too. Golden State and LA, they were both high power offense. The 86-87 Lakers was a high power offense, and this year's Golden State's high power offense.
Mhm.
But here is one small problem with Golden State and LA. And the reason why I feel that LA could beat them. LA, they run a faster tempo basketball. And Magic Johnson can beat you before you can even see him.
True. Very true.
Steph Curry don't have that ability.
No.
And these are two different generations we're talking about.
Oh, yeah.
This is the 80s we're talking about, and this is the new century that we're talking about here. And you put them together, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. I am going to see if I can have a simulated game of all this and see who actually can beat this year's Warriors.
Mhm.
I will do that.
Yeah.
It's going to take me time. It will take me time, but I will do it.
Matching up to the 86-87 Lakers and this year's Golden State Warriors. Stephen Curry in the playoffs alone has, where'd it go? It's right here in my face. Where are my assists at? There it is. He has averaged, wow, 30 assists a game in the playoffs.
My point exactly.
Stephen Curry alone. Magic Johnson. He averaged, I could never find the assists on here.
That's all right.
Well, playoff total for him would be 219, but he averaged, where are you at again? Boy, they put him in different spots.
They always do. They always do. They
Oh,
come up
wow,
with a
you
system for that.
kidding me? Assist ratio was 47. Oh, per game. Here we go. Sorry, gotcha. Here it is. He averaged, wow, 12.
And Stephen Curry averaged 30?
30. I still think 86-87 Lakers
Yeah.
can beat them. They too big.
They're too big.
Magic Johnson run over Stephen Curry all day.
That man 6'7". Steph Curry's only what, 6'1", 6'2"?
No, Magic Johnson's 6'9".
Well, Magic Johnson's he's not that tall.
Yeah, he is. I think Magic Johnson's 6'9".
He is 6'9".
I think Magic Johnson's 6'9". That's why he got substituted to play center for Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in this rookie year. And that's another reason. They couldn't put up those type of numbers that Magic Johnson put up his rookie year.
Nope.
No, there's no way I could. The '80s Celtics have a chance, but I just don't think. I think Larry Bird would have to single-handedly beat them.
Yes, Larry Bird would have to shoot threes
Because McHale and Robert Parrish would have a hard time against Golden State's big.
And that's why I eliminated Boston from that picture, was because of Robert Parrish and Kevin McHale.
Yeah, I believe the 1999-2000 Lakers could beat them. They have a good chance.
They got a good chance. But you know what? There was another team on here that I feel that has a chance.
Who?
The 90s Pacers.
Which year?
The best defense. What year was that? 94? 95?
Are you nuts?
No.
I think the 99-2000 Pacers got a much better chance.
No. Let me tell you. The reason why I say I think it was whatever year that the Pacers ranked first in defense. I think it was 94 or 95. I can't remember which one it was. The way that they owed up to the Knicks in the conference finals, you cannot anticipate that against a faster team of Golden State. You cannot defense and a high-power offense. Oh man,
I think the 99-2000 Pacers will have a better chance, only because when Larry Bird came in, Dale Davis, Antonio Davis, Rick Smits, they all got better.
The only way I felt that the 99-2000 Pacers would have beaten this year's Golden State Warriors is if they went to the foul line.
They would have no choice but to foul them, because the Pacers were so high-power offense in that year.
That's what I'm saying. That's the only way they only beat them, because I don't think
Golden State would have no choice but to foul them. They had no choice but to foul them. Andrew Bogut can't handle Andrew Bogut cannot handle Rick Smits in the paint.
No,
he can't handle him.
Patrick Ewing couldn't even handle Rick
No. Just saying.
I'm saying the Pacers have some chance, whether if it's the 94 and 95 Pacers or the 99-2000. They had a chance.
They had a chance, but we both agreed to the 86-87 Los Angeles Lakers at that time with James Worthy and Magic Johnson and who's their shooting guard? Byron Scott
and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Mm-hmm. With backup of Michael Cooper and all of them. I believe they can match up to the Lakers. They can match up to Golden State.
I will run a simulated game, and I'm going to see who wins it, and I will reveal that on a future show.
I believe the 86-87 Lakers will win.
86-87 Lakers, they will do it.
I believe they will. I don't think the 80s Celtics can, because I don't think they can match up to them.
They can't match up to them.
The Bulls definitely couldn't handle them. The 95-96 Bulls, although they won 72 games.
Even though I did a simulated game of the Chicago Bulls 95-96 and the 93-94 Houston Rockets, Bulls swept them 4-0.
Yeah, but I don't think they can. I don't think the Bulls can continue to handle running against Golden State, because they weren't as high powered. They like to set up triangular offense.
But see, the Lakers, 86 Lakers, that averaged 117.8 points.
I think they was ain't that a little over what Golden State averaged?
No, Golden State's only what, 107?
Yeah, see, I mean, the Lakers
is 117.
Yeah, the Pat Riley they coach, Steve Kerr they coach. I think the 86-87 Lakers got a very good chance.
Absolutely.
Okay, in case you missed it. We talked about the developing stories, breaking news, and the latest news around the NBA and the NFL, including the WNBA. We talked about the Cavs and the Warriors ahead to look at Game 5. We talked about Cam Newton not dabbing anymore, and Von Miller rejected his contract for the Denver Broncos. And we did Chris Mania and critical thinking and analyzing stats for the Golden State Warriors and the teams that could possibly beat them. Thank you for tuning in for another episode of Double Take Sports Talk. That wraps up another edition with the Watch Brothers. Thanks for listening. You can check us out on social media and check out more of our podcasts. You can follow us on Twitter at DTST2414. Like us on Facebook on Double Take Sports Talk's page at the Watch Brothers. And you can also subscribe on YouTube. We're still a work in progress with YouTube. We still have a few episodes that needs to get out there. And you can also subscribe to our podcast on the podcast apps, and we are also working on other social media sites for everybody to have access to. Thank you for listening in. From Darren, from Daryl, I'm Darren. Thank you for listening to Double Take Sports Talk. The Watts brothers are officially gone.